Hello everyone, Cup here and welcome back to some more Mechabellum. Today we are going to have a look at the Mechabellum community Q&A. So the community did ask some questions about the state and the development of the game and everything, and the developers did answer, so let's check this out. I hope this is going to be insightful. Yeah, let's see. So let's start from the top here. Hello everyone, I'm Lloyd from TDXArc. Last month we asked the Mechabellum community Discord what their most pressing questions are regarding the development of Mechabellum, and they did not disappoint. Here are developer Game River's responses. So first up, are there any plans to further improve 2v2 maps to make the gameplay more cooperative? Compact was a small step towards that, with a somewhat shared middle, but overall is still lacking any proper cooperation from the two players. I very much agree with this question here. The state of 2v2 is a bit awkward. Currently, there is no plan for a more cooperative 2v2, as we are focusing on developing the new 4-player free-for-all mode. With that being said, we definitely will try to improve the 2v2 experience in future patches. I don't mind this answer either. 2v2 is nice and all, but I am very much looking forward to this 4-player free-for-all mode. Personally, this is my most looked forward to feature. I am very much anticipating this. I think it could be extremely fun, but also very healthy for the game. This can kind of deal as a more casual mode compared to 1v1, and I believe this will revitalize the game because a lot of players can play a little bit more casually with a mode like this, and yeah, should be good probably. What is, in your opinion, the biggest balance issue you see in the game right now? Doesn't have to be X is overpowered, just anything you feel that is the hardest spot to properly balance at the moment. The hardest part of balance is balance for different skill levels. Certain units or tactics are stronger in lower skill levels but weaker in higher skill levels. At certain skill levels, a big chunk of players just can't find a tool to solve some problems they are facing. Our goal is to provide as many as possible tools for players to solve every strategic puzzle. If players can find an obvious problem-solving tool for most of the situations they face, then I think we achieved a good balance state. Yep, good answer, and I agree with that. From my experience with other games, it's always the same thing. Balancing across different skill levels is the biggest problem. It was also the same with Minion Masters, for example. I played that for thousands of hours. It's also some PvP auto-battler kind of game, and at lower levels people had issues with some very basic units, but they just didn't know the base counters for those units, and then they were very problematic over there. But at higher skill levels people knew the counters and the unit was basically underpowered then. So yeah, I think that's a problem for all kinds of PvP games, just balancing the different skill levels here. The statement makes a lot of sense. Why is there a random delay on unit attack which makes two units in sync start desync, making one win over the other for no reason? This mechanic is mainly used to prevent lots of units from constantly attacking and killing the same targets, and lots of units all attack at the same time is ugly to look at too. With that being said, I think we may change this mechanic in the future. I actually like this mechanic, and I also was thinking that's the reason why this mechanic even exists. So, for example, with a pack of phoenixes, if the two phoenixes keep shooting at the very same time, they will keep killing the same target and overkill and overkill and overkill. So they have to kind of delay. The one thing maybe that they could change is your units get the same delay as your opponent's units, kind of. So it doesn't matter if your opponent and your units shoot at the same time. So that could be balanced, I guess, so that not one player has the advantage because randomly their unit is shooting faster. But for your own units, I think the delay makes a ton of sense, and I don't think they should remove that, to be honest. Will there be more units? How many are planned? How often would new units be added to the game? Yes, there will be more units. We have added 2 new units since the early access launch, and we think we will add 1 more unit this December. Let's hope they actually see that through. I feel like lately the announcements for specific dates of things happening all got delayed. So yeah, I'm not counting on December personally, to be honest, but we will see. We are still finding more opportunities to add more units. For core units, we will only add them when there is a role missing. Aside from core units, we are also making boss units to the PvE modes, and we may move some of the units into PvP modes in the future. Alright. I haven't really read much about the PvE mode, so I don't know what these boss units are going to be, or if there's any information on that. Maybe if you know, let me know in the comments or something. I personally don't know, but I guess in PvE modes it's a safe way of testing some things for players, and then if it's a cool unit and it serves a purpose and also can get countered and everything, they might introduce it in PvP as well. Would it be possible to customize mechs, like paints, effects? We will add skins for all mechs. Nice. So yeah, very good. I would assume, I still don't know what their free-to-play model is. So as you might know, Mechabellum will go free-to-play once it fully releases. At least that was announced. And by the way, also at the moment, if you haven't picked up Mechabellum, might be a good time, 25% off. But yeah, once it's free-to-play in, I don't know when, mid next year or something, I wonder if the skins and the shop for skins or something is going to be how they make money with the game. They need to do something, obviously, to make money. And I assume some of the skins might be like premium skins that you only can buy for real money in the shop or something. I think that's where the skins definitely will come in. Are there plans on having a more comprehensive replay system? Namely, I and many others would love to see the ability to replay parts of a replay to allow for better analysis of what could have been done better at different stages of the game. Yes, for sure, 100%. I think for a good start, it would just help to have the final round. So if that would make it easier, instead of having the whole replay or in different points of the replay, the ability to just have the final round replayed would already make such a big difference and such a big impact. It would be so nice. I would love that. I hope that's not too difficult to implement. The answer by the devs: we do plan to make the replay system better in the future. Yeah, this is kind of a non-answer. This question was quite specific about the ability to replay parts of a replay and then just let it play out again, basically, with some slight changes. And the devs just answered, we do plan to make the replay system better. Yeah, I'm not sure if we will get this feature anytime soon, to be honest. They might just work on other replay features, like, I don't know, better speeding up, slowing down, whatever, skipping 2 rounds. That already kind of exists, but definitely could be improved. And I believe the ability to replay parts of a replay we will not get anytime soon. But I would love that. Would be an amazing tool. Any plans for referral programs? Say I invite a friend and we both get something good at some point. We don't have a plan for this for now, but we will consider this kind of mechanic in the future. Okay, I don't really care. I don't have friends. Are there any plans for unit skins? Didn't we have this question already? Kind of. It's about customizing mechs, I guess. But yeah, yes, unit skins will come very soon. Wait, very soon? Okay. December unit skins confirmed. Get hyped. And get very disappointed if they don't arrive in December. Will there be more balance changes for 2v2? I feel like HP is way too low. If both players win their round, it's over way too fast. I agree with this. It's also my experience in 2v2. There will be more balance changes for 2v2. We will also add options for players to set HP and other stats in lobby games. That's also very nice. Just having some weird fun matches where you both start with like 100k HP or something, and you can definitely go until round 14 or longer every game, that would be amazing. That would be very fun. The shop rewards seem to be imbalanced. The star rarity doesn't seem to correlate with how awesome or complicated or shiny or whatever the reward is. Are there plans to balance that? And if so, refund any extra points spent on some of these items. We may change the price of items in the future, and if we do change the price of any items, we will refund the extra points spent on them. Alright, sure, why not? I didn't pay too much attention to this. I feel like rewards are fine and the costs are kind of fine. Made sense to me by the looks of it, but maybe not. But yeah, I don't care that much about this stuff, so whatever. But getting points refunded sounds pretty good. Has it been considered that adding expensive units isn't as interesting as adding lots more cheap units? The cheap units are more frequently played and thus impact more games on average. War Factory is cool, but it was a lot of death work for not as much impact as a super simple 100 or 200 cost unit. Yeah, I can see the point. When adding new units, we will always want to add new units to fulfill empty roles. We do think the game lacks 100 cost units, for example a 100 tank unit. Oh, that sounds interesting. So there will be more low cost units. We think units like War Factory do fulfill an empty role in the game, so we will add more high cost units too. Alright, sounds good. Just more units in general and filling empty roles, I guess, whatever that exactly means. Yeah, 100 tank for example. Sounds good. Could unranked private lobbies have custom parameters so that it can be more casual? Like if we want to start with 5k supply and 50k health and mess around with war factories or whatever, it would bring some low stress option for vibing with friends. Yes, okay, yeah, they kind of already said that earlier. They will add more options to private lobbies. That's good, that's fun. Hello. Hello. Has the dev team considered disabling Mustangs from equipping any items? Mustangs without items don't seem to be a huge problem at high level play, but their ability to hit both air and ground as well as hold offense support items better than any other unit in most situations seems to be a core issue with their balance. Kind of agree, but at the same time I also think it's a bit odd having a unit randomly not being able to equip items. A War Factory cannot equip items, but that's also a super giant. That's a completely different unit, and there's no other super giant, and I assume if they introduce another super giant, it will also not be able to equip items. So that makes sense, but having a Mustang not being able to equip items would definitely be inconsistent, and that might not be all that great. Dev's answer: currently we do not plan to disable Mustangs from equipping items, but we are aware of the issue. We are exploring different options to solve the problem. Okay, I guess just regular Mustang nerfs or something, or Mustang reworks coming in. Something like that, I don't know. I feel like Mustangs are already not as big of a problem anymore as they used to be. The past like 2 nerfs or whatever definitely did take effect. Mustangs did definitely fall off a little bit, but they are still very strong, of course, and they are super versatile. That's probably also the main problem. You can just always have some Mustangs and they are good, and just level them and they deal damage and everything and can deal with ground and air units, and yeah. Are there any plans to balance the aggro style? At the moment, tower tagging, just rush 1 tower, has 0 downside. Disagree, but okay. But the benefit is that you will sweep the opponent's army while debuff is active. You can also box the defending player with flanking units, plus get to snowball with unit upgrades. Players can just place sentry on both flanks to defend their own towers to make sure they get the opposition tower first, and usually defending player has his hands tied with defending own towers, so can't commit more than 1 unit for flanking, first to soak the missile and second to go for tower. Yes, we plan to balance aggro style and defense style. Currently we are trying to add more units to balance this. If units are not enough, we will consider changing the map a little. Yeah, I think they already said something like this before. that they are trying to solve this with units. And I believe the Wraith was one of those units that was supposed to handle aggro or keep aggro in check, I guess, because of the degen beam in particular, I would assume. So Wraith, kind of good as a defensive unit against Rush with degen beam, but also it's not a clean answer that will definitely win the match or something, so it's a bit awkward. Not a ton of players actually play it defensively either. Aggro oftentimes also plays either Rhinos, which have photon coating, or they add Overlords with photon emission, and then the degen beam just gets negated anyways. And yeah, the Wraith did not really solve this, but I do agree. This is definitely... I'm not sure how imbalanced it actually is, but it does definitely feel terrible to go up against aggro sometimes, and you feel like you're kind of helpless, and that's not a good feeling. That nobody wants to play like that. Nobody wants to feel helpless or feel like, yeah, they are just getting destroyed without being able to do anything. So in that sense, it makes a ton of sense to do something about it, so players keep the enjoyment for the game. That's good for everyone, even for the aggro players. Aggro players are not happy if the other players just leave and not come back to Mechabellum. If the player base dies, aggro players will also be sad. So yeah, I do agree that aggro style, I don't think it's fully imbalanced, but I think something should be done about it because it's too frustrating to play against sometimes, and that is not healthy for the game. Another option, by the way, to potentially fix something like this, I heard other people talk about it as well, would be to have the front line kind of similar to the flanks, where you cannot place units right at the front. So there's like an area similar to the flanks that you cannot use in the first round at least. So you cannot go full aggro from round 1. Something like that could also be an option, but yeah, let's see. Maybe that's actually what they mean by we will consider changing the map a little. That would be a small change to the map. Are there plans to add a personal showcase, for example, in the collection menu, where achievements like badges from past tournaments are displayed? We do want to add those kind of features, but it is not high priority task for us. Yeah, makes sense. I would also like this, but I also understand that it's not that important, so yeah, okay. Are there plans to add in-game and Steam achievements? We do not have plans to add achievements right now, as we do not want to add a tagged-on achievement system, but this may change in the future. Okay. Also, personally, don't really care about it. Steam achievements are kind of whatever to me personally, and there are definitely more important things to do. Also, in these types of games, where there's also 2v2 mode, for example, I know this from other games. When you have quests, or people do have quests, or want to achieve Steam achievements or something, and they play something weird to achieve those goals, they usually go into 2v2 and hope they can get carried while doing this stupid stuff. And yeah, that's not good. I don't want people with playing random stupid stuff in 2v2s with me as a partner, for example, just so they can finish a Steam achievement or something. And yeah, that's a downside of something like this. Will more user statistics be added? Data like win rate, total, past month etc, top 3 deployed units, most frequently selected specialist, MMR curve etc. We do want to add those kinds of features in the future. Yeah, sure. Sounds good. Though, well, it depends. I do like stats and all, but this is also something that can have a downside. So it's already with MMR, for example. I know it's for me personally, but also I know other players too. So you manage to get some high MMR somehow by just having a good streak or whatever, and then all of a sudden you are like, oh, this looks nice, my MMR is so high right now, and then you want to play less because you don't want to lose your MMR, for example, and that's usually a bad thing. And same could be the case with win rate, for example. So you have like 90% win rate and you are like, wow, this looks so good. Let's not play because if I lose, it drops down. Yeah, not all stats are always good or beneficial to the health of a game. Top 3 deployed units, most frequently selected specialists and everything, that's cool and all. Definitely could have those. They don't have a negative impact. But yeah, let's see. Is there a possibility to get match data in a machine-readable format for match analysis and data tracking? Yeah, we may open some data APIs in the future, we just do not have time for something like this. I personally have no clue about APIs and everything, but this reminds me of, what was it called? I don't know, Hearthstone Tracker or something, where your own deck was tracked by some external app. And all the cards that you drew out of your deck were kind of highlighted, and you knew what other cards you still have in your deck that you hadn't drawn yet or something. So it keeps track for you of stuff. Something like this, I guess, could also be done for Mechabellum. For example, keeping track of all the cards getting offered between the rounds, even the ones that you didn't pick. Something like that, I guess, it could be used for in live matches, or just in hindsight, yeah, analyzing some data about the match, I guess. Are there immediate plans to improve the replay player, like rewinding, jumping forward, etc? Yes. Okay, yeah, that's something they already said earlier. I guess this is actually what they are going to improve. I don't think we will see the ability to replay a match or a round with a few changes anytime soon. Any plans for an undo button? Yes, please. Yes, but it is kind of a complicated feature, so it will not be added anytime in the near future. This is probably the most requested feature for this game, I'm pretty sure. And it would also make so much sense. But yeah, I'm not a dev, so no idea how this is complicated or whatever, but I assume when they say so, that's how it is. Yeah, unfortunate. I wish there was an undo button, but well, maybe never. We will see. Alright, those were the questions and the answers. Overall, kind of as I expected, I guess. Nothing too surprising. My personal highlights or lowlights, I guess. So most important things for me here. Undo button, unfortunately not coming anytime soon. Mustangs will not get their item equipment stuff disabled. Custom lobbies with custom supplies and health and everything. That's also very good. Skins are coming very soon, whatever that means. And yeah, they are working hard on the 4-player free-for-all mode, which is my personal most anticipated feature. I am really looking forward to this. I will spam the crap out of this game once more, once this releases. I really would love this game mode. And yeah, alright. Let me know what you think about this. Is there anything you are very happy with or very unhappy with about these questions and answers? And yeah, alright, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.